Hello. So if you've never built a website before, this one is for you. I'm going to show you how to create a complete professional website using AI. We will use Claude to generate the code, customize the design, fix errors, and build everything step by step. Then we will put the code and the files on GitHub. Then from there, we are going to host the website on Cloudflare for free and put it live on the internet. So I'm going to show you how to host a website for free on Cloudflare once we are done building the website. You don't need to know how to build the code. I'll explain every step as we go, including the mistakes and how to fix them, so you can follow along and build your own website from scratch. So by the end of this, you'll have a fast, modern website that anyone in the world can visit. So let's get started. First of all, this is going to be the prompt that we're going to use to build the website. So the website that I'm going to build is a Mabati website. Let's say a website for the Mabati industry. So this website, I've already done research. I have all the files in a folder. So the prompt is going to be: you are an expert in web development and design, specializing in creating modern, responsive, high-performance websites. Create a complete website based on the category, resources, or documents provided in this folder. I have already done a research on the Mabati website I want to create, and the research is on this folder. The website should be clean, mobile-friendly, SEO optimized, and follow current web standards. Include proper meta tags, semantic HTML elements, optimized images with alt text, descriptive headings, and structured data markup. Use modern CSS with Flexbox or grid layout. Implement lazy loading and add vanilla JavaScript for interactive features. Ensure fast load times and excellent performance scores. Include a navigation bar, hero section, main content area, and footer with well-commented, organized code that's successful and rank well in search engines. So that's the prompt of how I want the website to be. Then the prompt of the framework that I want to use. We will build this with Astro. Research all the dependencies you need to install for it. Use our SEO website builder skill. I have an SEO website builder. If you need it, you can just ask for it. And the UI UX promo skill. Come up with the best design for this website. Research on the internet the best brand colors for the Mabati industry, and that is what we will use. The website will be on GitHub. Here is the repo. I've already created the repository and it will be here. So first thing, you'll need to connect your Claude to GitHub. So how to do that? You just come to Claude, you go to settings, then you go to connectors. Over here, you'll add, then you'll see GitHub around here. So if you add, it will appear here like this. So I've already created mine. So if I just give it the repo, it will know where it is. So the website will be hosted on Cloudflare for free. Generate a logo that we will use also. So for images in this website, you can use Pexels images which are royal free. So I've given it my API for Pexels that it will use, or you can generate from scratch, your choice. Then this is also very important. It should generate a Claude.md file that will act as a guide and brain for this project once all the research has been done and we have settled what we want. So after that, so for it to understand fully what I want, it has to read this file, the plan in the folder and the file, and interview me in details using the ask question tool about literally anything, technical implementation, UI, UX, and all the things. So for here, I'm just going to copy paste this. I'm just going to copy and paste it in Claude. I've started a new session. I've connected it to my folder in desktop that this is where the website is going to be. So I'm going to paste that and we wait for it to work. It will take some time to go through everything and come up with a full plan and how we are going to use this. So one thing I like to do is give it auto. So when it's at auto, it will just do everything on its own. I give it all the permissions to do. I don't think there's anything wrong with that for my end if I give it all the permissions. So next, it has started asking me questions. I'm going to be answering them one by one as we will be continuing with this series. Yes. So it has reached this point where it's now asking me for analytics details. So I'm going to give it my Google Analytics details, my Google Tag Manager, and yeah, all the things. So we're going to start by setting up Google Tag Manager. So we're going to start by creating an account. Account name, just call it Mabati. Country Kenya, mabati.ke. That's the site name. Then we have the target platform, web. Then I create agreement. Yes. Okay. So I've already created. It has given me the Google Tag Manager and so this one I'm going to paste it on here later. After pasting it, it's what it's going to use to on the website. Next, we are going to now put our website on Google Analytics. So on admin, you're going to create account. So from here we're going to name our account Mabati and just say mabati.ke because the account name. Then I'm going to click next. Then we have property creation. Property name, I'll just give it mabati.ke. Again, country Kenya, currency it's Kenya shillings. Then next, business details. Then we just say 1 to 10 employees. Select one. Okay, where is Mabati? The Mabati industry is in autos and vehicles, beauty, books, computers, jobs, law, news, real estate, maybe reference, science, shopping spots. I don't know. I'll put it at other. Choose your objective. So I'm generate leads. I'm going to say drive sales. Maybe I'll just pick all of them. Understand web. I'll create all of them. I'll select all of them. Then I want the terms of Kenya. Then I accept. Choose a platform. It's web. Set up your web stream. So this is going to be mabati.ke. The stream name Mabati. Create and continue. And that's it. We've created Google Analytics. So next it will want us to connect it to Google Tag Manager, but you're going to do that later. The thing that we want is the measurement ID. So you're going to take this one and you're going to paste it here. Click on next. The site rest on named human editor. So it has already started building the website. This is the scope. It has come up with the final scope of what it's going to build. And it's going to build. So debug when it's done. So here's the progress. This is all just done so far. So we can see the kind of thing it has come up with. It's not yet done, but so far so good. So we can have a look at it. So this is how the homepage will look like. I actually like it from what I'm seeing so far. But let's wait until it's done. Then we can see the progress. So the design is done. You can see it. It tells us here it has built everything. Homepage, 11 pricing pages, the roof calculator, the color, the brand colors that it will have, everything that will be needed. So next is to push, and let's see how the website looks first. Next I just wanted to add the Google Tag Manager on my website. So I'll just post the code and tell it to add the Google Tag Manager. So after adding, you can see it told me there's an issue. My Google Analytics is currently loaded directly inside the website, and it's not supposed to be like that. Because on the website you only add GTM, the Google Tag Manager. Then from there you connect Google Tag Manager to Google Analytics. That's how it's supposed to be done. So that's why it has realized this and told me it will fire twice. So when 3 people visit my website, maybe they'll register 6 because Google Analytics will be firing twice. So I'll go with the option 2, where I'm going to move Google Analytics into Google Tag Manager. So I'll just type here option 2. And next we go here. No need to test first because the site isn't live first. We will go to tags, insert tags. From here we're going to connect now Google Analytics. We'll name the tag as GA4. Then the tag configuration, we take Google Analytics, then take that one. Then we're going to look for a measurement ID. So our measurement ID, we get it in Google Analytics. Then we go to data collections. Then we go to data stream. So here's where you're going to get your measurement ID. You click it, then here it is, you copy. Then you come to Google Tag Manager and you paste it here. Then we'll have event name. We just write Google Analytics. Then triggering, we're going to put all pages. Let it trigger on all pages. Yes. Then we save. just like that, we've connected our Google Analytics to Google Tag Manager. So next, we're just going to come here and tell it, you know what, now push it to GitHub. Good. So tells me now it has pushed. All the 3 commits are now on GitHub. There you can go and check. You can now refresh our GitHub repository so you can check. Yeah, I'm really sorry if there is a lot of background noise. Yeah, so from here you can see our website has been pushed to GitHub. Yeah, to run it locally, you have to do all this. Should I run it locally? Yeah, let's do it. So we're going just to open the folder on our terminal and we're going to run npm install. Yeah, so we can just see how the website looks first before we put it on Cloudflare, before we host it on Cloudflare. Yeah, my npm is already there. It's up to date, but there are some issues. Let me just fix them. Okay, so from here, I'm going to run npm run dev to enable us to run it on our local machine. So we're going to use this URL, going to go here, run it. So guys, this is how our website looks like. Let me just put it like on full screen. Yeah, so our main idea here was to have a central place where every Kenyan can see the prices of mabati prices, iron sheets. Yeah, so this is what it came up with. So today's real mabati prices. So this was the idea. So if you want to compare mabati prices of different companies, if you want to know information about mabati, yeah, so this is the website. Yeah, so this is what it has come up with. Compare by profile, all the things. It's a big website. I just wanted also to show you how Claude can also build a big website with many things. So you can see the different profiles of different mabati brands, the reviews from different mabati brands, comparisons of different mabati price. Yeah, so far so good. The guides, these are the blogs that he came up with, designs for different roofings. Oh, these are the actual blogs. These are the blogs, yeah, that it came up with. Okay, these are fine. Prices of mabati, they're even clickable. So different brands and what they offer. Yeah, so far so good. I like this one. So next up is to connect it to Cloudflare. So from the instructions here, it has told us to go to Cloudflare dashboard. We go to workers and pages, create pages, then connect to Git. So that's the next thing you're going to do. You're going to create an application. Then I connect GitHub. Yeah, so just a few minutes I log in. Going to ask for the two-factor authentication. Okay. I've already logged in. Ask me later. So we continue as WPfoss because that's where our repository is. What am I supposed to do that or not done? Okay, it seems like there's a bug. Okay, so save, and it's going to connect to GitHub. So next is telling me which repo connect to. Is that one, mabati.ke. Then next I'll just deploy, or project name canonic. Okay, I'll just do mabati.ke. So it's still building. Yeah, so from here you can see, yeah, things are going well. So what's going to happen here, all the changes that will push to GitHub from Claude, so you don't need to be a developer even from doing so. If you have Claude, if you just take Claude to do something and it pushes it the way you've seen, it just pushed the way you've seen it pushed everything on GitHub. So every change that's going to do here, it will reflect on Cloudflare, and every change that reflects on Cloudflare is going to reflect on your live domain. So once it has finished building, we are going now to connect our domain. But if you don't have a domain, you'll see they are going to give us a domain, not a domain, like a URL that you can use. But for a professional site, you need like an actual domain. So yeah, let's just wait for it. I think it's done. Oh, not yet. Still building. So we are getting like a problem. Our build did not deploy. I don't know the reason why. So I'm just going to screenshot this, send it to Claude, then we see how it can solve. I can also copy the build logs, so yeah, it will understand better. So I'm just going to tell something like, hey, I'm getting this error. Can you try fix it? Yeah, so let's see what it will come up with. Yeah, so to realize the issue, there were two things that went wrong: the npx wrangler deploy and the Cloudflare autoconfig injected data. So it tried to fix those two issues, and yeah, the Cloudflare build succeeded. Only the deploy step failed for two reasons. Those ones. So it has fixed those issues, and now the commit should run. So let's see if it auto build. So let's just say retry build. We see if we'll still have an issue. Yeah, there was still an issue. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy the build log and give it to Claude to work it. Hello, there's still an error. Can you try and see if you can fix it? Okay, so the problems are fixed and now it has deployed. So next, if you go to domains, you'll see we have these. Can use either these domains. Let me just toggle them. So if you don't have like a domain, you can just use these ones that they have provided. Yeah, so you can see your website is live. You can copy this and share it with anyone in the world to have access to it. But if you need to add a domain, now you can now just come here, add a domain. We've already registered mabati.ke, so you're going to search for it, mabati.ke. We don't want to be, if you want it to be in a subdomain, you're going to enter the subdomain, but I want it on root. So it's just going to be on the root, mabati.ke. Yes, so I want it on the root. So you have to, first of all, connect your domain here on Cloudflare. So a quick one, if you don't know how to connect domain to Cloudflare, so I'll just pass it through very fast. So you'll have to come to cloudflare.com. You'll go to, then you sign in. So if you want to add a domain on Cloudflare, so this is how you're going to do it. So after you've created your domain, you have created an account on Cloudflare, so you're just going to transfer. You are going to add a domain. Let's just say maybe your domain is XYZ. It's already there. Let me use a domain that's already there. So you can use a domain like atelier.co.ke. Then from there you can have all these. Then you continue. From here you select the free plan. Then you're going to click on continue the activation. Then you're going to change the name servers. So you'll go to your domain provider, your hosting provider. Then you're going to change the name servers to these ones. Yeah, if you don't have a domain yet, you can get a domain from Host Africa. You'll just come to hostafrica.ke and you are going to register with them and purchase a domain. I'm going to leave a link below on Host Africa platform, so you can purchase a domain, then you can transfer it. You can put it on Cloudflare for free. Now back to our Cloudflare, what we were doing. That was just like by the way. So we've already added our mabati.ke. So if you visit the site now, you'll see it's now live on mabati.ke for free. We didn't go through a hosting platform. So yeah, that's it. That's how you can create a website from scratch using Cloudflare and host it on Cloudflare for free. Creating a website on Cloud and hosting out Cloudflare for free, through GitHub. So from here, if you want any change, you can just tell it. You can just type it here using normal English. It will push on GitHub. It will be live on your laptop, on your website. It will be live on your website. So yeah, that's it. That's how you can create a website and host it for free. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.